Half-Life 2, a game that needs no introduction considering its age and the influence it has had on PC gaming since its release. In this video, I play with a mod that allows you to play Half-Life 2 in a whole new way, in VR. This is my adventure of the game almost 20 years after its release. I ride in on a train to a place called City 17. Directly after my arrival, I look down to see trash all over the floor. The main trash OBJ file is a Chinese takeout box. This is peak Russian cuisine right here. I walk over to this masked individual and smack him over the head with a glass bottle. He stands there, completely unfazed. A huge contrast to 20 seconds later where all I do is flip off some guy and get physically attacked. Come on bro, learn to take a joke. People are so soft nowadays. After drinking my power juice, I absolutely chucked this heavy ass metal crate holder thing. I swear to God, I genuinely don't know why Gordon Freeman needs to use guns when he has the power of Zeus by his side. I follow this Combine fellow to this room with horrifying things in it. I try to hide from the scary situation. I attempt to put this bucket on my head. Top 10 coping strategies 2023, everyone. You better be taking notes. The Combine fellow ends up being an apparent friend of mine. He introduces me to Dr. Kleiner, a funny little scientist who has some absolutely beautiful singing skills. My Combine friend brings me to a room that contains this goofy little physics puzzle. The whole thing is just putting a box near a window and using it to jump through it. This was peak physics gameplay in 2004. I break a bunch of bottles because drinking alcohol is for silly losers, and enter this room with the most jarring loading screen imaginable. I move past to find this absolute bully of a Combine guy. He knocks a can on the floor and tells me to pick it up. Filled with rage, I flip him off to show dominance, to which I'm met with the same reaction as last time. This is the second beating I've endured in the span of 5 minutes. Reminds me of home. I test out Gordon's riz on this fine woman over here. I try offering her this water bottle, and all she does is tell me off. Women don't appreciate the fine things in life anymore. All they want is sex, baby, and nice car. What happened to sharing life's natural nutrients with each other? Smash like and subscribe if you agree, gamers. I make my way to the ladder area, and find this abandoned playground. I find the only remnant of youth life in this form of a doll. After making sick beats with it, I hop on the swing set. Wow, this game from 2004 has better swings than Fortnite 2018, and I didn't even get banned for using these ones. I make my way up these stairs to these apartments. I'm not sure why these civilians are so okay with me barging into their homes, probably because of the actions of this weirdo on the TV, so I unplug everyone I find. After taking a shit, I find a guy who really wants me in his house. I oblige and immediately start getting chased by cops. If this was America, I'd assume the guy had about 0.1 grams of weed on him to elicit this reaction. But because this is Russia, I suppose he said he doesn't think that invading a small country for seemingly no reason is a good idea. Wow, I love making political comedy on topics I know nothing about. It really makes you a loved creator. I get chased up to the rooftops and do some Mirror's Edge type parkour away from these cops. I make my way over to this house and I get barraged by a bunch of police and pass out seemingly from the brutal beating I got. I wake up to the sight of Alex Vance, traumatized from the absolute bore fest that was Half-Life Alex. I consider jumping off this roof. I decide not to, remembering what happened last time. Alex tries to hit on me, and I reciprocate accordingly, but nothing ends up of it. Unfortunately, I'll be alone till the end of time. I follow Alex to a lab with Dr. Kleiner from before. He drops an exposition drop and I do everything I can to keep myself entertained. After watching this hilarious scripted cutscene, I put on the HEV suit presented to me. I check out my hands with the newly HEV suited texture. This truly is peak of 2023 VR innovation. We make our way to the teleportation room, and Alex goes in first. Finally, we're getting rid of this mind-numbingly boring character. They start the teleportation sequence, and as it gets started, something goes wrong and a cable gets flung out of its plug. After I insert it back in, Alex gets teleported to her dad. Hopefully this happens to me one day, but the other way around. Now, it's time for me to get into the teleporter. I hop in, and once things start getting going, everything starts to go wrong. I jump back and forth between locations and finally end up outside. After walking over to the next area, my Combine friend drops me Gordon's signature weapon, a crowbar. As a fellow melee signature weapon wielder myself, I can say that crowbars are fucking lame. Get a real man's weapon like a sledgehammer. Nothing screams testosterone like a metal brick welded to a wooden stick. I drop down to a train station and start my mad sprint to the other side. I make my way over and find myself in the next area. I hear a woman crying for help. I come in to rescue her and take out the 2 Combine guards. This starts my murderous rampage. I jump down into the cold, wet depths below and find myself in a random train cart with some dude and an alien. The dude then proceeds to say that his alien friend is going to give me a jolt. 2 seconds later, I'm being inappropriately touched in an area I'm uncomfortable with. I thought these people were supposed to be on my side. You really can't trust anyone in the Half-Life 2 universe. I destroy this huge wall made out of wooden planks with my trusty crowbar and hand movements only rivaled by Minecraft animations. I move past and see this bird get the best Gawk Gawk 3000 I've ever seen. Noticing a skull, I'm a little hesitant, but I decide to try it out anyway. Instead of the pleasurable delight I was promised, I got strangled and lifted upward. With one foul swing, I kill the beast. Moving on, I find a guy asking for help, who proceeds to get shot and killed right in front of me. This shit is live leak tier violence, Valve. I won't be letting my 8-year-old son play this. I take out these 2 Combine and move up this ladder to find a few Combine and a minigun. Moving past, I find this woman who jump scares me. I proceed to unload my firearm 2 times into her body. Dumbfounded by her uncaringness, I unload 16 more rounds into her head. Clearly, this woman is immortal, so I escape while I still can. I move on to these 2 Combine fellows looking at me funny from above. Like any sane human would, I shoot them. This may have been a mistake, considering they dropped flaming barrels at me in the other room. In the next area, I take my revenge. I move on to an area full of Gawk Gawk machines. Using my 1000 IQ, I make the brilliant plan to blow them up with a barrel. It works flawlessly, and I'm a genius once again. Walking past this charred corpse with some glitchy physics, I enter another high action sequence. There's so many of these, my little action interludes can't cover them all. After dying a few times, I make my way over to this parkour section, and onto the next area. I'm just minding my business when this big-ass military helicopter decides to shoot me for no reason, even though I'm an innocent civilian. Wow, this game is more realistic than I thought. I make my way into this dingy sewer system, where I use my 1000 IQ twice again. On my way out, as soon as I open this door, I am barraged with bullets. Wow, dude, stop being such a camper. This is truly bitchless activity on display. I wanted to make a note here of how incredibly fast Gordon is. This fella could be an Olympic sprinter. His thighs are probably the size of watermelons. I walk into the next area, where this guy gives me a rundown on something I don't care about. And then I finally meet my favorite part about this mod, the man hacks. These things are why I call Half-Life 2 VR the greatest VR baseball game ever made. I could whack these motherfuckers for days. I then find myself faced up against a bunch of Combine for the cliche end of video action sequence.